Hello and welcome to Minecraft Levitated. So, in the last episode, we were busy and we set up this little room here with all of these different generators from Extra Utilities 2, hoping to get the rainbow generator set up. We got it built, and our goal was we're working towards these rainbow ingots, so we need to make the rainbow stone here, which is made in a resonator. Requires an active rainbow generator, and between episodes what I've done is I've set up this room to hopefully run long enough for the stone burnt in the resonator up there to turn into rainbow stone. So, I have Dragon's Breath in here in the halitosis generator. This will last for 10 minutes, and that's what I'm going to kind of start with. The same thing within here, I have a fire protection book. This will last for 10 minutes as well. I started doing some math. If we looked at the death generator right here, we come over here, we click uses on it, we go over to this tab, it will tell you that one rotten flesh will generate 8,000 RF, 20 seconds at 20 RF per tick. So this is 20 seconds, so 3 pieces of rotten flesh will last a minute. And you can do the math from there. Same thing with the nether star generator. We put in 10 nether stars here. We only really need 5. Put in 10 pieces of TNT for the same reason. And these were the easier ones to set up because we just needed small amounts of items. I have grabbed my drawer here with 2,900 apples, and I have set it up into the culinary generator so that can run. I did set up some bonsai pots that I'll show you later on that had the wormwood planks being crafted and put into it. And I have some speed upgrades inside of these conduits here that go into this overclock generator because this thing is going to eat through the wood. And then I also have this survivalist generator and the furnace generator hooked up to the same barrel. So these were pretty easy, these 4 here. As far as the ender generator goes, we just needed some more ender pearls, and you guys can see there's some stuff going on in that room, which I will show later, and that's how we got this guy set up. I did set up a system with milking a cow, so we have 93 buckets of milk there, including the 16 buckets here, and the 1 bucket of milk here. So what I've got going on is this will use the milk and start generating power. This pipe right here will pull the bucket out. It will go in here. It will grab some milk, come down here, and be extracted back through the conduit that I have right here. And this drum has this fluid pipe that's always trying to fill this tank. So that is the slimy generator setup. Now, as for these 2 generators right here, we had generated, 700 buckets of lava. So we have this with a fluid pipe coming into here, keeping these things full of lava. This one here, I had to set up a little bit of redstone, so I just grabbed a few stacks, because if I look at the heated redstone generator, it'll last for 6.25 seconds, so that is 5/8 of a minute, or less than 5/8 of a minute. But anyway, that is 6 seconds. I started doing the math to get up to 10 minutes, and it's quite a bit of redstone, but this should last. If we need more once we turn this switch on right here, we will do so. The next thing that I crafted up was this Glacial Precipitator. This is a little neat machine here from a thermal expansion, and pretty easy to craft. It does use these industrial machine chassis, but this thing will create packed ice. It'll create snow, it'll create ice, it'll create snow, it'll create snowballs. This is the snow layers, and so I have it creating packed ice. I do have this thing upgraded with a couple of augments in it, so it makes ice faster. That gets in over here, and will slowly burn. I did test this system to make sure that this could keep up with the generation of ice, and it does. So I have something over here that I've never showed on camera, I don't believe, and that is called an Intervore. These are a tank that we can make that does give us an infinite reservoir of water. It's just some fused quartz, which is quartz inside of the alloy furnace, and then a cauldron. Pretty easy to do. We add 2 buckets of water for an infinite water source, and it produces 1 bucket a second. So you need it set up in this 2x2 section here. So I have this pumping into this tank here, and this tank will be taking the water bottles once they're used up in the potion generator, and it will fill them up, and it'll put it back in this drawer. Because luckily, this drawer can hold stackable items. We did have to upgrade it, though, to get a stack of water bottles in here. So those will come down in here. They will be extracted out into this chest, and then extracted up into there. So I do believe that I have everything set up in this room to attempt this. And I'm very, very nervous, because I've never done this. Now, I did want to show you how this block disappears here. You can see that I've got a redstone conduit. I've got an energy conduit. Basically, this redstone conduit is sitting on top of, or this lever is sitting on top of the redstone conduit, which goes over and will give a signal to all of these generators so we can have them all running at the same time. And then I decided to go ahead and dump all the energy out of these, including this one, because the best thing that we have is that gargantuan tank, which will hold 128 million redstone flux, but these are a pain to craft. The next thing that we have is the vibrant capacitor bank, but this thing only holds 25 million RF, so unfortunately, I don't think it's going to be worth our time to try to harness the power that this thing generates. So I'm going to flip the lever, and I'm going to run out, and I'm going to come up here, and I'm going to check on this guy. We have 16 stone burns in here. This is going to use 640 grid power. I do have 700 roughly being generated. One thing I do need to grab before we do this is a couple of buckets. And I guess we'll just make ourselves another one, because we are going to want a little bit of milk. We are going to get the wither effect from this generator here, and we may get the death effect from here, which would mean we die in a minute's time, but we will see. So let's turn this on. Oh, look at that. Potion generator. The potion generator is giving us fits, but let's go ahead and leave that on. And this is working as you see here. It's going to take 32 seconds when everything is running to create a piece of rainbow stone. So the only thing that's really lagging is the potion generator, and there's not much that I can do. But this is going. Yeah, we're just going to have to let it go. Oh, we got the wither effect. Milk will clear that up, though. And we're gonna let it run until we get the 10 rainbow stone that we need. I don't know how to speed that thing up any faster, other than using some better potions. I know that's a little loud. Yeah, like this is half a second here, but any of the other stuff would be a little bit harder for us. Oh, this thing creates endermites when it runs. So yeah, we're just going to let this thing go. It is a neat little light show. that I'm excited about. Alright, so we'll be back when we have all of our rainbow stone. And not too long later, we have 10 rainbow stone. So we'd have to do something different with the little automized system for the potion generator if we wanted to get this thing up and running. I will need to come through and probably clean this area up. I'm going to leave all of the generators sitting here, but we're definitely not going to have all of this mess. So the next thing that we need to do is we need to take the rainbow stone and turn it into the rainbow ingot, and that is going to require a block of uranium, an ender crystal, a prescient crystal, and the rainbow stone in an arc furnace. So now what I want to do is show you guys what we've been working on off camera. I finally put this room to use back here, and we set up some garden cloches, and the biggest reason I wanted to set these guys up was for the industrial hemp seeds, because they will create the industrial hemp fiber, which we can use to make string, and I was running very, very low on string. Like, I had 2 pieces of string. On this side, I decided to go ahead and put in the coarse fruit, or the coarse flour to make coarse fruit, because we were getting low on purple blocks. I noticed when we were making the halitosis generator that we had to craft up some from popped coarse fruit, which we had very little of left. Now what I'm also doing is I put back down the bonsai pots here, and I'm making sugarcane. We're growing the wormwood saplings to get ourselves the planks. Goodness, I was drawing a blank there. So all of the logs are being collected here, and they go up into a crafter that sits right up here, and that is crafting it down to the planks, and it was dumping it into the system. Now, I don't necessarily need these anymore. We have more wood than we're going to use, so I've got them stopped by having these blocks above them. Behind them, though, I have the magma slime sapling, I have the purple slime sapling, I have the blue, and then I have the magma once again. These things were a long-winded process to get, but I figured it'd be nice to have them automated. So if we look up a slime sapling, these things can be generated in the loot fabricator by pristine blue slime matter. Pristine blue slime matter can be made in the simulation chamber with a blue slime data module, and the blue slime data module is made with the blank data module and a blue slime. Now, to get the blue slime, what I did was use my summoning altar. This thing had a new recipe for us in the latest update. It has a couple. It actually has a guardian, and then the blue slime. So I made 2 lots of 2 mana powder, 2 lots of 2 lapis, 2 buckets of blood, and 2 slime, and I summoned in 2 blue slime. I slayed the first one, and then the second one I captured utilizing this guy right here, the soul vial. It's made with fused quartz and a solarium ingot. I actually found a bunch of these in my in-city raids that I've done, and what you can do is you can take a soul vial with a blue slime in it and a broken spawner and combine it in a soul binder, and that will make you a broken spawner that has the entity blue slime. You then take that into a anvil, and you can turn it into a powered spawner. And these powered spawners can be used to have any entity in them. We had to make a few things like the Z-Logic controller, which required us to make the slice and splice. All that stuff is set up over here, and we need this stuff anyway for what we need to do to make the rainbow ingots, but we have the slice and splice here, we have the soul binder here. So over where I had the shulker spawner, and we'll go ahead and we'll head over there. I got rid of the shulker spawner, and I set up this powered spawner that will spawn in blue slime. We let this thing spawn a little bit. We used our glitched infused sword here, and it was very quick and very easy for us to get the data module up to what we needed, and then we put it in the simulation chamber and got all of those things. So if I wanted to, I could set up another spawner here. I may do so when we get to the overworld to get the witch data module. But yeah, this is my blue slime spawning platform. Now, the last thing you guys will notice is this setup right here. I finally set up a bunch of these ender lilies that I had, and you can use this nifty little thing right here called the mechanical user, and basically you can put a sword in here, you can put a pickaxe in here, you can put a bucket to milk cows, you can put whatever you want in here, and this will act like a player. You can use it to right click on stuff, you can use it to left click on stuff, you can pick a random slot. Right now we have this set to right click and activate block with any item. We have a random slot. You can use the upper left slot only, which is this guy here. And basically what this is doing, is when these ender lilies grow, it will right click on them. They'll get sucked up by this vacuum chest here. That's where my nether brick went. And then it's dumped into the system. These do hurt when you step on them. Now I crafted this little guy right here, this Ender Porcupine, and you can see the area of effect that it has. And you can see the block moving because it's checking all of these blocks. This guy makes it so I don't have to have a mechanical user over every single one of these Ender Lilies. This will act as whatever is next to it. This is a pretty neat little thing from Extra Utilities too. Ender Porcupine is pretty easy to craft it with some string and some ender pearls, and then this power manager, that is just some stone with a resonating redstone crystal. And this thing, if you right click on it, you can set it to have a different block range, and that is how I got this little square or rectangle that you can see once I click on it. So yeah, we got a little infrastructure set up in this room, finally making use of what we wanted to do. And then the neat thing that I also did in here, we can kind of see it better over here. If I grab these, is I did use some more of these facades. Now, a Ender Io facade is a very easy thing to craft. It's just conduit binder. And then once you have this conduit facade, what you do is you can take it up to a painting machine, or take it to a painting machine, and you can turn them into any block in the game. I have skystone over here, I have basalt back there, and I did craft myself up a painting machine right here. So you put your block that you want the block to look like in here, you put the facade in here, and it will quickly turn it into whatever have you. So, what we're going to do next is we're going to get those ender crystals and stuff like that. I also did go to the nether and got enough uranium blocks to where we have a little over 11. I need to make those prescient and ender crystals, so I've gone and captured a bunch of endermen and soul vials. We had some shulkers already, and then we have this shulker here, and I have 20 vibrant crystals. So we're going to go ahead and start getting these crystals going. It should be pretty easy. Put the vibrant crystal in there, the enderman in there. It is going to cost us 6 levels to do this. Luckily, we have some extraterrestrial matter in here, which will give us experience. So there it is. There's our first ender crystal. We will go ahead and just keep doing this. We're going to need some more experience, but yeah, this is what I'm going to spend time doing for the foreseeable future. Another thing that I did off camera while we were getting everything prepped was I made the arc furnace from Immersive Engineering. Now this thing requires these graphite electrodes, and if we look those up, you can make them putting 4 hot graphite ingots into the metal press with the metal press rod mold. There is a blueprint that you can put 4 and get 100% integrity, but unfortunately the only way to get this blueprint is from a villager. Now, my game is doing some things. There we go. So we had to get these 50% integrity, which is what we have in here, but we should be able now to place in our 10 rainbow stone, our 10 blocks of uranium, our 10 ender crystals, and our 10 prescient crystals, and this thing should fire up, and we can see it up here that it's going, and you should see a process bar here. Oh, no, it's right here. I believe it should be here, and then the resultant will be the rainbow ingots. So we're going to let that thing go for a little while. I did leave this quite clear glass, breakable so I could come in here to put these electrodes, because there's no way to auto put these in that I know of. So we're just going to have to let this go and get our rainbow ingots. I am going to have to check because I do believe the slag is generated. I may have put a chest back there. So once we get those all done, a long time ago, I created a rod of the Bifrost. So this is how we're going to get our Bifrost blocks that we can click on with our rainbow ingot right here, and then we should be able to get these. Let's look up the rainbow. That'll give us these rainbow blocks, and these we can use to turn into a portal to get us to the overworld. So now it's just a little bit of a waiting game because this thing is slow. We are going to use the arc furnace in the near future once we get to the overworld, and we will be making some pretty crazy machines. That's what these little rooms are slotted for. I may set up a couple over here as well, and if you guys noticed, we did take down the pneumaticraft stuff over here. We did take down the enchanter here. I don't think we're going to need it much. If we do, we can place it back in. But this room is going to be primarily Ender IO machines and potentially thermal expansion machines. And then I may even need to get some of this stuff up and running at a better, more automated system than what I have here. And this assembler is going to be used quite a bit too in the near future. So yeah, we got plenty of things to do, and we're getting there. The goal today, of course, is to get to the overworld, and we need 6 more ingots. And there is our 10th ingot. Ooh, challenge complete. So we do need to get into the overworld, I believe, before we can open up the next section. Now, I was having a look in here for Bifrost blocks because I was unsure if the Bifrost blocks from the Rod of the Bifrost would work, and I don't think they will because I think they're this temporary block. I do believe that we're going to have to craft these up, which is going to require some Alf Glass, which is going to require us throwing Mana Glass through the Alfheim portal, and that is going to require us to throw regular glass in a mana pool. So let's go up to the system, and we'll get ourselves, it's a little laggy, we'll get ourselves some glass. And we should be able to, we should have all the mana that we're going to need for this. Looks like we do. There's our mana glass. There is our Alf Glass, so we can take this Rod of the Bifrost. We can do this. And there is our 10 Bifrost blocks. Now, I believe we should be able to do something like this, and then of course we'll need to get our Dank Knoll to do this. 1, 2, and 3. Hopefully, oh no, we need to scroll first and then go. Hopefully this works. I haven't tested this, but we will see. And now we should be able to just right click with these rainbow ingots in a thing. Boom. Now I'm not sure how we like this. I'd imagine it's just a flint and steel. Let's see. No. Let's see if it tells us. Nope, you light it with the rod of the Bifrost. Okay. Perfect. Now, before we go through the portal, what we need to do is we need to make ourselves another waystone. They did take away the level enchantment requirements to use this thing to go to the nether. I do believe I mentioned that's why I took the nether portal down, because of the noise, and we can use the waystones. I should have everything I need. Aside from a diamond, which we are extremely low on. That's okay. One is all we need. Diamond in the center. Warpstone. Waystone. Perfect. The other thing that I'm going to need to do is I'm going to need to go to the nether, and we're going to need to get our terrain generator and biome scanner so that we can start making chunks in the overworld. So let me grab that guy real quick. Okay, so I have in my inventory my culinary generator. I've got the scanner queue. This was something that a quest wanted me to craft. I don't know if I need it, but I have the terrain scanner, and I should have the biome scanner right here. And I do believe, other than the Rod of the Bifrost still sitting in my inventory, we should be good. Yeah. So, let us go through to the overworld and see what happens. We'll let it load in a little bit. Oh man. So I am at Y level 70. That's pretty good. And as I said, I'm not going to use this. We are in a river. And we can still fly, so that's good. There's just nothing in this biome. Ooh, here's a forest. I think we'll come over here. Well, now it's changed. Where was the forest then? Well, that's alright. We're going to put down the... Let's see, we need the... I don't know what this thing does, but we had this thing set up. Like, terrain scanner not attached. Okay. And then this guy, I believe, we're going to want like this because we can scan this area and then build this chunk a little more properly than what we did in the last, or what we used to do. So I'm going to put the culinary generator here and then add ourselves an energy conduit here, and we'll start pumping through some energy. These guys will start making some power. This thing's going to cost us 8,000 RF per tick, or 8,000 RF to scan this chunk, and then we should be able to create it and have ourselves a nice little chunk. Now, while that is running, we did unlock a new quest log, or quest chain, and this one's small, but there's a lot of stuff going on. So, it wants us to get some rubber trees. It wants us to get the void ore miner. There is also the void ore miner tier 4 here. And build a distiller. And then refined steel ingots. Okay. This will get us to this quest. I know getting into some of these things, the industrial blast furnace, the implosion compressor, the electrolyzer, stuff like that, this stuff is multi-blocks and they are expensive, and yeah. And then we're going to have to get all the way into space and then back to home finally. So Ooh, this thing costs a lot of power. But that's okay. That's okay. We can actually, you know what we should do? You know what we should do? I should see... By culinary generator, I should see if... I believe I have one more flux point. And we should see if that thing is going to work cross-dimensional or not. Because if these things work cross-dimensional, we are pretty much golden and I don't have to do anything special. If not, we're going to have to grab our... turn on? Oh yeah, there she goes. That might have ended bad. Okay. Ooh, look at the sky. What is this? The sapphire ore. See, we need ruby ore. This guy. We need this right here from Tech Reborn. So this one little chunk is going to do us pretty good. There's zombies over here. Ooh. A spider data module. What would this get us? Is it just spider eye strings? Yeah, we don't really need string. We have that. But no, it is good to be in the overworld. I should be able to look at getting into some more of the Tech Reborn stuff. Luckily, this stuff was not replaced. But we are going to need to get ourselves some torches and light this area up. So one of the first things, now that all of this is done and we've built our first chunk, that I want to do is getting this Void Ore Miner controller. So if we look up Void, there is a Void Resource Miner, there is a Void Botanic Miner, and a Void Ore Miner. This thing, we need the tier 1. So we've got to craft up some more of that litherite, which we've crafted up before. We need a block of diamond. We need a laser. Interconnects, this is all fairly easy stuff. But this diode requires hardened signalum glass. It requires a repeater. And then these energy crystals, which requires some redstone. It requires the ruby. And then these electronic circuits, which are made in the assembler with refined steel ingot, redstone, and then this insulated copper cable. So there's quite a few things that we have to do here. We have to get to the rubber saplings so that we can get to these copper cables. This way we can get to these void ore miners, and if we look, these things can make all of the different crystals from Tech Reborn. We can get coal ore, we can get iron, redstone, lapis, gold, diamond, copper, tin, and lead. Very, very nice. We can upgrade it, and you can see there's 6 pages on the tier 2, where this is going to get us stuff like glowstone. It's going to get silver, which we need. It's going to get aluminum, it's going to get uranium, Certus quartz, nickel, cobalt, and ardite. I believe this one gets us the ruby, the sapphire, tungsten, and bauxite, which I don't know what we would need those for. And then the tier 4 that it wants to get us to goes even further with iridium, which we're going to need emerald, and then this, whatever that is. I don't know if this has, this has some different ones too, where it will get us... What do you get us that's different? Nickel? Nickel it adds, so... Yeah, we do eventually want to get up to this guy right here, but we need the ionite crystals. Obviously, this tier 1 void ore miner is going to get us the different crystals here, litherite, iridium, and then lonsodile. This, of course, is with a preferred clear lens. This is what we're going to be after because the iridium is used in the crafting of this one. This one right here is going to get us a better percentage chance of getting the cryonite, and then we can upgrade so on and so forth. There's even a void ore miner tier 6. If we go look at the void resource miner, control 5, why not? This is going to get us things like stone, dirt, podzol, grass. It can get us sand, red sand, sandstone, cobblestone, mossy stone, obsidian, clay, netherrack, soul sand, mycelium, end stone, which we don't need, terracotta, all of the different colors of terracotta, sponge, limestone, marble, brownstone, and then this guy right here, the mica. We need mica, so we're going to need to get ourselves one of these. I'm not sure if this guy, it will get us mica. So we need at least a void resource miner control 1, and then the botanica miner will get us regular logs. Looks like it will get the ferrous juniper, whatever that is. It'll get us the different saplings. Which we have, the slime saplings, the mineral saplings. It'll get us leaves, flowers, the different crops. I've never really looked through this guy, but it looks pretty good. These are all the botania flowers that we're not really going to need. So we might not make this. The void resource miner we need again just for the mica. The mica you'll see when we pull out our thing that tells us how to build these. These are a multi-block structure here. And it won't show me, of course, in this. But this multi-block structure, once you get past, I believe, tier 1, or maybe even tier 1, there's modifiers that go to this. So you'll need those, and that's what the mica is primarily used for. But yeah, we definitely want to get the void resource miner. We definitely want to get a void ore miner. But we are going to need to find ourselves a forest biome and hope that we get some rubber trees. And, hopefully we'll get ourselves a witch spawning out here. I am probably going to, off camera, mine some of this stuff out here, the sapphire and the ruby, just because it's needed. Look at that, a group of individuals. And then we're definitely going to form some more, we may form some more chunks. We're definitely going to need to get the rubber saplings, so this could be a long-winded process, but it gives me something to do off camera. This thing, let's see. I don't even know what a Mengelin chunk is. Stream Hills. One other thing that we may be able to do is just fly around like we are. I saw a forest in the bottom. You can look at the mini-map, which is kind of hard to see. Yeah, this is here we go. There's a forest biome right here. So what we'll end up doing is we'll end up probably moving over in whatever direction this is from us and build our forest here. Bauxite. I wonder what that stuff is used for. And then once we have all of that, we can kind of continue on. So, that is the neat thing about the biome scanner. I'm not sure if it's... right here. Right here. Which way is it? So from where I'm at, catty corner 2, and then up 1. 1, 2, right here. Well, it's building over here, but this may work. Oh man, did we get lucky? We did. Look at that. So that right there is rubber. This is a rubber tree. That's a rubber tree. That's a rubber tree. I don't know if we have taps. Tree tap. We need to make some of these so that we can get rubber off of these guys, and then we can probably put this thing in a garden, or not a garden cloche. The other thing. Yep. What is the other thing called? It is called a bonsai pot. So yeah. Anyway, guys, that is going to do it for me today on this episode. We have spent an amazing amount of time getting to the overworld, and we're getting there, but we're not quite done yet. So I will off-camera mine the trees over there and get some rubber production. I will mine the ruby ore below me, and I do want to get towards getting the void resource miner very, very soon, and the void ore miner. So, as always, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please make sure to leave a like on the video. Hit that notification bell so you guys can get notified when videos like this come out. And as always, I will see you on the next one, guys.